Hey guys, welcome to another Budget with Me video. This time I'm sharing with you how I intend to spend my money for the month of November. So yes, we are already putting together the budget for the month of November, even though we have about a week and a half left before October ends. Hey guys, welcome to Budget with the July Dreamer. My name is Miranda, and on this channel I share all things personal finance, specifically sharing tips on how to save, how to invest, as well as how to budget. If these topics interest you, then please hit that like button, subscribe so you can follow along as I work towards achieving financial freedom. I was about to say financial goal. My financial freedom. I would like to retire early one day, possibly early 50s, if not earlier, but for now, follow along on how I budget my money every single month. So I will be looking down on my laptop as I walk you through my budget. But before we get to my budget, I want to mention two things. One is that I would like to share my goals for the month of November, and two is that the template that I am using is one that you can find from my Etsy shop. I'll be able to put this template on my Etsy shop this coming weekend, so it will be ready for purchase. My order templates are there, so you're more than welcome to check out my Etsy shop. So yeah, let's get to the goals for the month of November. So for the month of November, I would like to save £500 towards my fund. So if you've seen my Transfer Tuesday video, my recent one, you know that I saved £10,000 in my emergency fund, and now moved on to my next goal, which is my fund, and I'm hoping to put £5,000 into that fund. So I'm hoping for the month of November to add £500. Then I'm traveling in November, and I believe some of the videos that you'll be seeing in the next couple of weeks I will film at my destination, so I'll reveal the destination then. But I'm hoping that I'll stick to my travel budget. I always budget for all my trips and what have you, so my realistic budget that I've set is £800, so I'm hoping to stick to that. Hopefully I can only spend like £400-500 and then save the rest towards my fund or my sinking funds. Speaking of sinking funds, the third goal that I have for the month of November is to add at least £700 to my sinking funds. So this is things like Christmas, birthdays, travel, gifts, subscriptions, or what have you. My goal is to have as much money saved in my sinking funds as possible, so that come April next year, when most of my bills will be coming due, I'll be able to pay for them for the whole year. I would like to move away from paying for my bills monthly. So those bills that allow me to pay annually, I would like to try and do that. So that is my goal for not only the month of November, but for 2022. That's what I would like to do, to move away from monthly bills. So these are the only goals that I have now, but I do have weekly goals that I share in my Transfer Tuesday videos, so I'll continue with that. Now I'm going to move on to my budget tracker, and I'll start screen record now. I'll shrink myself to the corner. So income section, you already know the deal. I block this off, but I tell you what I'm working with. So for the month of November, I'll be working with 4,100. So I have purposefully reduced how much I normally work with. Normally I tell you that I work with 4,500, but I've reduced this to 4,100. At the moment, we're thinking I'll have a buffer of at least £1,000. This is something that I always have, but because the month hasn't ended yet, I don't know if I'm going to have £2,000 or maybe 1,500. I'm not really sure, but it's definitely more than £1,000. Moving over to the total expenditures. So if you watched my catch-up video for the month of October, I mentioned that I have moved this total expenditures box to the top, so I can quickly at a glance see that I am following a zero-based budget. And if you don't know what a zero-based budget is, it simply just means that your income minus your expenses equates to zero, which just means that all of your money in your budget has been assigned a job. So my savings, I'm hoping to add 1,125. My fixed expenses, I'm hoping to spend less than 1,893. Variable expenses, I am hoping to spend 382 or less. And in sinking funds, like I said, it's one of my goals. I would like to add at least £700 towards my sinking funds. And that totals up nicely to 4,100, which is what we're thinking we are going to work with for the month of November. So moving over to my savings and investments. So Fund, which is my new goal, I'm hoping to add £500. Plum Savings, so this is an app that is attached to my everyday banking account, and what it does, it just rounds up and saves that money for me. You have to set various rules. If you have got a specific savings goal that you want to do, you can set that. I have rules set up in that app as to go to my savings as well as to my investments. So I'm hoping to save at least £50. It normally saves me at least £100, but sometimes I reallocate that money somewhere else. So £50 for the month of November. And then month ahead or carryover money, we don't budget anything for this because, again, we don't know until the budget ends, so until the end of November. Then I'll know what I'm moving over to December. So this is why you won't see anything in this tab. Then 100 days savings challenge. So I'm going to give an update on my 100 days savings challenge this coming Friday. I'll give an update because I started this on the 23rd of September, which is 100 days before the year ends. And my goal is to save as much as I can, rounding up from all my current accounts, and I'll spend that money on the 1st of January 2022. This is my goal. So all my roundups that I'm doing are going straight there, and I'm not touching that money until the 1st of January 2022. So I'm hoping of my roundups for the month of November, I'll be able to do at least £50. So total monthly savings, I'm looking at £600 for savings. For investments, my Vanguard ISA, I'm hoping to add £400, but I'm hoping to increase this as well now that my emergency fund is already funded. My pension, I always put £100, then I get £25 extra from the government as rebate, which is great. Then my general investment accounts, I'm hoping to add £25, but I know it's actually going to be more because there's something that I've said on autopay, and I'm hoping to share in the next couple of weeks what that is. So for the total amounts for investments, I'm hoping to add over £525 in the month of November. Then moving over to my fixed expenses. So when it comes to my home expenses, I'm hoping to spend £915. So this is my mortgage, council tax, my utilities, my TV license. That's what I'm hoping to spend. Then moving to the types of insurances that I have. So buildings and contents insurance, travel, life, all of that I'm hoping to spend £213. Moving to recreation, so my Netflix, Now TV, Spotify, my internet, all of that good jazz, I'm hoping to spend at least £68. Then health and lifestyle, so this is gym, this is my Peloton membership, this is my dentist, I'm hoping to spend £77. So I have not budgeted anything for the dentist because I'm hoping I don't have to see the dentist in November, but if I do, I have a plan signed up with my employer that I will have to I'll get a refund from, so I'll pay and then I get a refund from the company. So there is that. Then for personal spending, so this is my cell phones, beauty, clothes, and personal growth. So personal growth is something that's really important to me, and I have always had I've always spent on personal growth, but I've never actually included in my budget. It just stayed because it comes out of my credit card and I pay it off separately. So I have never included that in my budget, but I am thinking this is so important to include in my budget. So if you're looking to add money towards personal growth, I think it's so important to have it in your budget. So this is why I've included personal growth, and I'm budgeting £60 for that. So in total for personal spending, I'm looking at £220. So this could be more, this could be less. Then for my tithe and giving, I'm a Christian, I believe in giving, so I am looking to put £400. So I actually should put 410 because then that's 10% of what I'm expecting to receive in November. Then moving over to total fixed expenses. So again, I've already mentioned how I am thinking I will spend $1,893 on my fixed expenses. Whether that is how much I'll spend or spend less or more, we don't know until I actually live through November. So we're gonna now move over to variable expenses. So my variable expenses starts off with food. So I've broken down food in various categories. So food that I eat at home. So I go to the grocery store, I buy the food that I want. That is where I take the budget from. So that is £100. Restaurant, I'm budgeting £50. I don't anticipate going to restaurants a lot in the month of November purely because I'm traveling half of the month anyway, so possibly won't be doing that. Entertaining, I'm not sure if I'll be getting guests at home, but this is what entertaining means for me. So £30 extra. So this is £30 extra on top of my normal food shop. So, you know, then my snacks, I'm a snacker. I love snacking. So I'm budgeting £20. I'm looking to spend at least only £10 and not more, but we shall see how that goes. So total, £200. Then moving over to miscellaneous spending, because every single budget needs to have a miscellaneous category. So for me, my miscellaneous spending is kind of like the apps that I love buying, then miscellaneous itself, because you know, something always seems to happen that needs to be paid for, subscriptions, and also just in case I want to add extra payment towards my mortgage. So there is that. So for miscellaneous spending, I'm allocating less than £100, so about £97 is what I think I'm going to spend on miscellaneous spending. Then transportation. So for transportation, this includes fuel, parking, tolls, public transport. I'm expecting to spend at least £85. I do have the long trip to and from the airport, so this is why I've put fuel at 65. But if I don't have to pay for any parking or tolls, and also I don't have to take any public transport, then I'll just use the £85 towards my fuel. This is how I normally budget. So £85 is what we're working with. So with respect to total variable expenses, I'm looking to spend £382 in the month of November. So hopefully this will be less. I normally spend less in variable expenses, but we shall see. So now we are moving over to sinking funds. So now that I have saved up everything I needed to for my emergency fund, my new focus is sinking funds. Like I mentioned, I really would like to fund a lot of these so that come next year when most of these are up for renewal, I will have the money ready to pay for the whole year and then start the sinking funds cycle again, so that, you know, I can just continually every year just pay once. So that's what I'm hoping to do. So home contains buildings and contents insurance, council tax, home emergency, home maintenance, and life insurance. So for home, the only thing I spend in every single month is home maintenance. This is something that I dip into every single month because there's always something that I need around the house. So I'm looking to add for home, I'm looking to add at least £100 towards the entire sinking funds. But then I know in my head what each amount is going to say. For example, I know that £25, I'm putting that towards my buildings and contents insurance because I would like to save up £300 before April of next year. Same thing with my home maintenance. I would like to save £300. So I'm going to start off with the smaller amounts and then work my way up to the bigger amounts. Then for car includes the insurance, maintenance, annual check, MOT, and tax. So I would like to fully fund the tax one with £100. That's the goal that I have. And then my MOT, I will put in 25 because I'm not due another one until September next year. So I'll be putting 25 or less every single month until I reach the amount that I need to. Annual car check is coming up in May next year. So again, something that I need to save for in advance of that. And then for maintenance and insurance, I'm going to do that a little bit later. Gifts covers Christmas, birthdays, and anniversaries. So November will be the last time that I'll be adding to gifts. So this will be gifts that I'll be doing for Secret Santas, gifts to my friends, gifts to myself as well. And then in December I won't fund the Christmas fund. I'll start again in January. So for gifts, I would like to add 190 in total to this fund. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. I do have one birthday in December. I have 2 birthdays in November, but those are already covered by the October budget, so I'm not worried about those. So yeah, then moving over to subscriptions. So I do have 2 subscriptions, Disney and Prime, and I fully funded these, but then when I rejiggled my numbers, I used that money up to add towards saving for my emergency fund. So I would like to fully fund them in November by adding £50 to Disney and £60 to Prime. Travel, so travel, I've broken it down into 3. So staycation, so vacation, and a day trip. So staycation is within the UK, anywhere within the UK. Vacations is anything international. Day trips is literally what the word says, day trip, when I go somewhere and I come back on the same day. So I'm hoping to put 150 for day trips for the month of November. So in total, I'm looking to spend 700, well, not exactly spend, but add 700 pounds towards my sinking funds. So this is my budget for the month of November. I am hoping to have an income of 4,100, and according to my budget, I have zeroed that out, so I have used up in my budget 4,100. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share for the month of November. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.